Tonight, we're diving deep into every single Eevee evolution explained. But before we begin our journey into Pokémon lore, I want to take a moment to welcome you, whether this is your first night here or you've made stellar sleep part of your nightly routine. For those of you who've been joining us consistently, I want to thank you for being such an integral part of our channel. Be sure to share this video with someone you know who loves Pokémon. If you're falling asleep with us tonight, let me know in the comments how many nights in a row you've been here. And if this is your first night, just comment day 1. I'll be tracking our progress right alongside you. Now let's get back to the video. In the vast and ever-expanding world of Pokémon, there is perhaps no creature more iconic, more versatile, or more deeply beloved than the one known simply as Eevee. At first glance, it appears as nothing more than a small, unassuming creature with brown fur and a bushy tail, a modest fox-like entity that might easily be overlooked in a world filled with towering dragons and ancient deities. Yet within its unstable genetic code lies a potential that defies the very laws of nature. Eevee is the ultimate blank slate, a biological masterpiece capable of fracturing its own identity into 8 distinct paths, each representing a fundamental force of the natural world. Tonight, we are going to explore every single one of those paths. We are going to dive deep into the lore, the mechanics, and the quiet mysteries that surround the evolutions. This is not just a list of statistics or a guide on how to complete your Pokédex. This is a journey through the history of a franchise, a meditation on change, and a deep dive into the specific magic that makes this family of Pokémon so special. Whether you are a veteran trainer who has carried a Jolteon through the original Kanto League, or a newcomer who fell in love with the elegance of Sylveon, there is a seat for you here. As the world outside grows quiet and the lights dim, I invite you to settle in, find a comfortable position, and let the soft glow of the screen guide you through the intricate tapestry of Eevee's evolution. The stakes of understanding Eevee are higher than they might initially seem. In the lore of the Pokémon world, evolution is often a singular linear journey. A Charmander becomes a Charmeleon, which inevitably becomes a Charizard. It is a predictable growth, a shedding of skin as a creature matures. But Eevee represents something entirely different. Eevee represents choice. It represents the profound impact that environment, friendship, and even the very stones of the earth can have on a living soul. To understand Eevee is to understand the fundamental interconnectedness of all things. It is to see how a single spark of life can bloom into a freezing blizzard, a scorching flame, or a radiant beam of psychic energy. But with this diversity comes a deep and enduring mystery. Why is Eevee the only one? What is it about this specific genetic sequence that allows it to react so violently and beautifully to external stimuli? We have seen other Pokémon with branched evolutions, but none possess the sheer breadth of Eevee's reach. From the depths of the ocean to the highest mountain peaks, from the scorching heat of a volcano to the chilling isolation of an ice cave, Eevee finds a way to adapt. And yet, there are still so many questions left unanswered. Why do certain stones work while others do not? Why does the time of day dictate the shape of a heart's bond? And what of the strange, invisible priority system that governs these changes when multiple forces pull at Eevee at once? As we begin this exhaustive exploration, we will look at the 3 originals from the Kanto region, those born of elemental stones and the raw power of the elements. We will move through the Johto era, where the concept of friendship and the celestial cycle of day and night first began to shape Eevee's destiny. We will travel to the frozen wastes and the ancient forests of Sinnoh, where the very rocks themselves hummed with an energy that could rewrite a Pokémon's DNA. And finally, we will arrive in the modern era, where the bond between trainer and Pokémon became so strong, it manifested as a new type of energy altogether, giving birth to the pink ribbons of the fairy type. This is a story of 8 different lives born from one. It is a story of how a tiny, normal-type Pokémon became the most versatile tool in a trainer's arsenal and the most cherished companion in a child's heart. We will discuss the mechanics of the Moss Rock and the Ice Rock, the hidden mathematics of friendship points, and the curious case of the Gigantamax factor that locks an Eevee in its adolescent state forever. We will look at how the games have changed, how certain stones became more powerful, and how the world of Pokémon has evolved alongside its most famous inhabitant. So, let your mind wander through the tall grass of Route 10. Imagine the cool mist of the Frost Cavern against your skin and the scent of pine needles in Eterna Forest. Think of the warm glow of a Firestone and the crackling energy of a Thunderstone. We're going on a long journey, one that spans decades of games and countless memories. We will take our time, lingering on the details that often go unnoticed, and piecing together the grand puzzle of the Eevee family. This is more than just lore. This is a tribute to the spirit of adaptation. This is the story of every single Eevee evolution, explained in full, for your curiosity and for your rest. Let us begin at the beginning, with the 3 stones that started it all, and see where the path of evolution leads us tonight. The journey is long, the air is still, and the secrets of the Eevee family are waiting to be whispered. Let us step into the tall grass together and see what we find. Eevee's DNA is a labyrinth of instability, a genetic wildcard that defies the rigid paths of every other Pokémon species. While most creatures lock into a single evolution or a predictable fork, this unassuming fox-like Pokémon branches into 8 distinct forms, earning it the eternal title of the Evolution Pokémon. Picture its cells humming with potential, every strand primed to twist and reshape under the right trigger. Stones, sunlight, ice, friendship, even the subtle pull of a fairy's whisper. No other species in the vast Pokémon world commands such versatility, such chaos woven into its very essence. What makes Eevee's genome so uniquely volatile? Scientists in the Pokémon world have puzzled over this for generations, dissecting samples from wild Eevee captured across regions. Unlike the stable helices of a Pikachu or the fixed trajectories of a Bulbasaur line, Eevee's chromosomes carry redundant sequences, almost like echoes of ancient ancestors layered one atop another. These echoes vibrate in response to external stimuli, unlocking latent potentials that other Pokémon simply don't possess. Expose it to a water stone, and watery adaptations surge forward, birthing Vaporeon. A Thunderstone, Jolteon's electric fury emerges. It's as if Eevee was engineered, or perhaps cursed by nature, to be a vessel for every element, every affinity imaginable. This anomaly isn't just biological trivia, it's the core of Eevee's legend. Trainers whisper about it in late-night forums and research labs alike. Why would one species, hailing from the misty forests of Kanto, hold dominion over evolution itself? Theories abound. Some point to primordial experiments in the distortion world, where Giratina's influence warped early Eevee progenitors into perpetual shapeshifters. Others invoke Arceus's creation myth, suggesting Eevee embodies the original one's indecision, a prototype Pokémon meant to sample every type before the world settled into its types. Whatever the truth, the result is staggering. 8 evolutions, each a masterpiece of adaptation, far outstripping any rival. Ivysaur splits into one path, Teddiursa into 2 at best, but Eevee, it sprawls like a family tree struck by lightning, roots delving into water, fire, shadow, leaf, ice, sun, moon, and fairy. Delve deeper, and the mechanics reveal even more about this genetic frenzy. In the first game, stones were the key, simple elemental catalysts that forced the DNA to prioritize one echo over the others. Waterstone for the aquatic surge, thunder for the storm, fire for the blaze. But as generations unfolded, Eevee's instability proved far more responsive. By the second era, friendship became a factor. That intangible bond with a trainer, amplifying daytime loyalty into Espeon's psychic grace, or nighttime devotion into Umbreon's dark vigil. Level it near a moss rock in the humid wilds of Sinnoh, and Leafeon's verdant chlorophyll awakens, leaves unfurling like secrets long buried in the earth. Venture to an ice rock amid Route 217's frosty gales, and Glaceon crystallizes from the chill. The wonder deepens with each refinement. Generation 6 introduced Sylveon, where high friendship meets a fairy-type move. Ribbons of ethereal energy weaving through the genome to claim a type born from myth itself. And there's a hierarchy to it all, a subtle priority etched into Eevee's code. Meet multiple conditions at once, say friendship at dawn near a mossy outcrop, and Leafeon claims precedence, shoving aside Sylveon's fairy pull, which in turn eclipses Espeon or Umbreon. It's a Darwinian dance within the cell nucleus, survival of the most attuned adaptation. Even Gigantamax Eevee bows to this, its factor-locking evolution, a way to fuel a colossal form instead. A reminder that some potentials demand sacrifice, yet availability teases the mystery further. Wild Eevee roamed Route 10 in Kalos, tantalizingly close to those elemental rocks. In Sinnoh's Diamond and Pearl, the moss rock hid near Eterna Forest's shadows, the ice rock on windswept Route 217. But gaps appear. Heart Gold and Soul Silver lack the ice trigger entirely. Sword and Shield sideline it. Scarlet and Violet echo the absence. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl withhold the Ice Stone. These omissions aren't oversights. They underscore Eevee's elusiveness, as if its unstable genes resist easy replication, thriving only where conditions align perfectly. Lore threads pull tighter around this enigma. Take Freezy Frost, a move tied to partner Eevee in recent titles. Its icy precision mirrors Glaceon's essence, hinting at pre-wired affinities bubbling beneath the surface. Eevee doesn't just evolve, it anticipates, its DNA a prophecy waiting for fulfillment. This genetic anomaly positions it as the ultimate survivor, adapting to floods, blizzards, solar flares, nocturnal hunts, verdant overgrowths, electric tempests, infernal heats, and whimsical enchantments. No wonder it's the most beloved, the most traded, the canvas for every trainer's dream build. As we peel back these layers over the next 2 hours, you'll uncover the lore-soaked origins, the hidden mechanics that govern each shift, and secrets buried in Pokédex entries and developer notes, truths that transform Eevee from cute companion to cosmic riddle. But first, the foundation stones of it all await in Chapter 2. The Kanto Trio and the Power of Stones, where Vaporeon, Jolteon and Flareon emerge from the fire, thunder, and waves that ignited this evolutionary revolution. That genetic wildcard in Eevee, the very instability that sets it apart as the evolution Pokémon, didn't stay a mere curiosity for long. In the original games of 1996, it burst forth in 3 spectacular forms, each triggered by a stone pulsing with raw elemental force. Vaporeon from the Water Stone, Jolteon from the Thunder Stone, and Flareon from the Fire Stone. These weren't gradual changes, they were sudden mutations, violent alchemies where Eevee's adaptable cells seized the stone's energy and rewrote themselves in an instant. Picture the moment in Kanto's wilds where trainers first discovered these stones, crystalline relics scattered across roots and caves, humming with power drawn from the earth's deepest veins. The Water Stone, cool and translucent like a frozen wave, finds Eevee near a rushing river or hidden in seafoam islands, dripping caverns. As the stone touches its fur, Eevee convulses, its body elongating, fins sprouting along its spine like the crest of a breaking tide. Scales shimmer into being, blue and sleek, merging flesh with fluid motion. Vaporeon emerges, a serpentine swimmer whose very form defies land's pull, its tail whipping into a powerful fin that slices through water with surgical grace. This is no mere aquatic Pokémon. It's Eevee reborn as the ocean's predator, acidic fluids coursing through its veins capable of melting metal, a mutation that turns adaptability into dissolution. But the stones demand balance, and fire answers water's dominance. Deep in Pokémon Tower or Cinnabar's volcanic gyms, the firestone glows with an inner inferno, its surface etched like cooled magma. Eevee absorbs it, fur igniting in a blaze that doesn't consume, but transforms. Flames lick outward, hardening into a creamy coat rimmed with blazing yellow, mane erupting like a solar corona. Flareon stands tall, a furnace incarnate, exhaling superheated gases that warp the air around it. Its mutation channels Eevee's flux into unrelenting heat, teeth glowing white-hot, body a forge where energy condenses into explosive bursts. Trainers felt the shift immediately. Flareon overwhelming Vaporeon in battle, flames quenching the serpent's watery assault, proving the cycle's first turn. Then comes the spark to close the loop. The thunderstone crackling from power plants or hidden in rocket hideouts, veins of electricity forking across its stormy grey facets. Eevee takes it in, body arching as bolts dance along its limbs, fur spiking into a golden thunderhead. Jolteon materializes, eyes flashing like distant lightning. Every quill a capacitor storing gigawatts of charge. It moves in blurs, discharging arcs that paralyze foes mid-stride. Its mutation twisting Eevee's genome into a living storm. Against Vaporeon, Jolteon's electricity surges supreme, frying the water-adapted form from within. Yet Flareon awaits, its flames grounding those shocks, smothering sparks before they spread. This trio etched the foundational rock-paper-scissors into Pokémon's DNA from day one. Vaporeon douses Flareon's blaze, Jolteon shorts out Vaporeon's currents, and Flareon chars Jolteon's electric frenzy, each stone-forged evolution countering the last in a perfect elemental triad. Game Freak designed it this way deliberately, mirroring nature's brutal equilibria where no force reigns absolute. In red and blue, these evolutions weren't just power-ups. They were philosophical statements on mutation's peril and poetry. Eevee, holding all potentials, fractures into specialists, each stone a catalyst forcing specialization, sacrificing versatility for mastery. Players roamed Kanto's pixelated landscapes, grinding for stones in Cerulean Cave or Moon, only to witness their Eevee warp irreversibly, a one-way ticket to elemental purity. Delve deeper into the lore, and the stones reveal themselves as ancient artifacts, perhaps fragments of Arceus's own creation palette, infused with type energies primordial. The Water Stone evokes primordial sea's deluge, birthing Vaporeon as a guardian of depths, its Pokédex entry whispering of molecular destabilization that lets it melt into water itself. Imagine battling one in Cerulean Gym, its body half submerging into the pool, emerging to spray acid that eats through barriers, a direct evolution of Eevee's anomaly into liquid lethality. Flareon's Firestone, tied to volcanic births, crafts a beast whose internal temperature hits thousands of degrees, flashing steam explosions that scald armies. Jolteon, storm summoned, patrols with cells generating 10 million volts, its speed a blur that outpaces even the eye, paralyzing prey before they blink. This balance wasn't accidental. It shaped competitive play from the start. In 1996's metagame, the Kanto trio dominated staples, trainers stacking teams around their cyclic counters. Vaporeon tanked hits with massive HP, Jolteon zipped through with blistering special attack, Flareon melted steels with fire's purity. Yet each had frailties, the grass lurking unspoken, the ground-to-ground electricity foreshadowing Eevee's endless branches. These stones established mutation as spectacle. Hold the stone, level up, and watch the screen flash. Eevee's cry warping into its new voice amid swirling particles. No friendship, no mossy rocks yet, just pure, immediate power infusion. A nod to classic evolutions like Ivysaur to Venusaur. Through remakes and spin-offs, the trio endured, their stones ubiquitous in every generation. In gold and silver, you snag water stones from Bill's family, thunder stones from the power plant's ghosts, fire stones from prizes or digs. Even in Scarlet and Violet's open Paldea, they litter the map, ensuring Vaporeon dives ruins, Jolteon zaps Terra crystals, Flareon scorches deserts. Their designs evolved subtly. Vaporeon's fins more hydrodynamic in later sprites, Jolteon's spines sharper, Flareon's mane fiercer, yet the core mutation remains. Sudden, stone-driven, elemental absolutism. What lingers most is how these three laid the blueprint for all that followed. Their rock, paper, scissors, not just gameplay, but a metaphor for Eevee's curse. One stone, one path, irreversible choice amid Kanto's fog-shrouded roots and thunder-rattled towers. They tantalized with power's price, hinting that Eevee's genome craved more than fire, water, thunder, craved bonds tied to sun and shadow, waiting across regions. As we trace those next threads from Johto's twilight friendships, prepare for celestial bonds. The Johto connection, where Eevee's mutations yield to the rhythm of day and night, forging evolutions that whisper secrets of loyalty under starlit skies. As the raw, explosive energies of the stones faded from our tale, a quieter revolution stirred in the shadows of Johto, where evolution began to pulse not from crystals clutched in hasty hands, but from the steady rhythm of trust between companions. Picture Eevee, no longer battered by external forces, but cradled in the warmth of unwavering friendship, its genes attuned to the sky's eternal dance, day yielding to night, light bowing to dark. In the heart of Generation 2, this marked a profound pivot. Espeon and Umbreon emerged as the first evolutions born of intimacy, demanding not stones, but souls intertwined. High friendship levels, nurtured through battles shared side by side, quiet moments of rest, the subtle cues of loyalty exchanged without words served as the key. Yet time itself held the final sway. Level up your Eevee during the golden hush of morning or the bright stretch of daytime, and it would blossom into Espeon, the sun Pokémon, its fur shimmering like captured sunlight, eyes gleaming with precognitive fire. Venture into the velvet drape of dusk or the star-pierced night, and Umbreon would rise instead, the moonlight Pokémon, cloaked in ebony rings that glowed with an otherworldly luminescence, a sentinel forged in twilight's embrace. This day-night mechanic wove evolution into the fabric of the world itself. In gold and silver, the clock ticked relentlessly across regions, from the bustling streets of Goldenrod to the misty peaks of Johto's highlands, mirroring our own planet's spin. Developers at Game Freak drew from celestial lore, infusing Pokémon's code with real-time awareness. Your Eevee sensed the hour, the light's angle, the hush of evening fall. Friendship wasn't mere a number in the background. It built gradually, cresting at 255 points, through victories, soothing rubs, the faint chime of affection in Pokémon centers. Only then did the transformation unlock, a biological poetry where emotional depth dictated physical form. Espeon embodied the sun's unyielding gaze, sleek and elegant, its forked tail splayed like radiant spoons, channeling psychic waves that pierced the veil of tomorrow. Lore whispers of its ability to predict disasters, a storm's rumble hours away, an enemy's strike before the muscle twitches, its red gem pulsing with solar-charged foresight. In battles, it anticipates, dodges, strikes with psionic precision, as if the dawn's clarity coursed through its veins. You can almost feel the warmth on your skin as it stands vigilant, a beacon against uncertainty, its mind an open channel to the cosmos. Umbreon, by contrast, thrived in opposition, the moon's cool shadow lending it impenetrable defences. Those golden rings, not mere decoration but reservoirs of dark-type energy, flaring brighter under nocturnal stress, healing wounds mid-fight through moonlight's subtle kiss. Where Espeon foresaw and outmaneuvered, Umbreon endured, its body a fortress of toxic cunning and shadowy reprisal. Legends in Johto speak of it prowling ancient ruins under full moons, eyes like amber lanterns warding off intruders, its loyalty turning pain into power. Feel the chill of night air as it circles protectively, a whisper of menace to foes, a promise of safeguard to you. This duality wasn't accidental. Johto's lore, steeped in yin-yang philosophy from its real-world inspirations, framed Espeon and Umbreon as cosmic twins, light and dark in harmonious tension. The Sun Pokémon's aggression met the Moonlight Pokémon's resilience, psychic brilliance clashing with defensive obscurity. One heralded revelation, the other concealment. One burned forward, the other coiled in wait. Trainers whispered tales of Eevee splitting paths based on journeys. Day hikers birthing Espeon's gleam, night wanderers summoning Umbreon's veil. In Heart Gold and Soul Silver remakes, the cycle refined further. Dawn's first light or midnight's depth deciding fates with surgical grace. Yet beneath the mechanics lay deeper questions. Why friendship as catalyst? In a franchise of raw power, this introduced vulnerability. Evolution now hinged on reciprocity, on time invested, on bonds that could fray if neglected. A neglected Eevee stayed Eevee, its potential dormant. Pushed too hard without care, and the window slipped away with the sun's descent. It humanized the process, turning mutation into metaphor for growth through connection. Data miners later uncovered the priority code. Should conditions overlap in later games, Leafeon and Glaceon edged out Sylveon, which trumped the celestial pair, but in Johto's pure form, sun and moon reigned unchallenged. Imagine trekking Route 34 at twilight, Eevee at your heels, friendship meter humming full. The screen darkens, stars prick the sky, and in a swirl of purple-black ether, Umbreon's rings ignite, casting your shadow long and fierce, or rouse at dawn in New Barktown, the evolution unfurling in heliotrope splendor as Espeon attunes to your shared rhythm. These weren't random, they echoed Johto's shrines, the Bell Tower and Burned Tower, where time and legend intertwined. Ho-Oh and the beasts rising under specific skies. Players chased this perfection obsessively. Forums buzzed with strategies, campouts synced to in-game clocks, Leonhart's tent for endless camping to grind affection, the Soothe Bell amplifying gains. In Crystal's enhanced engine, even weather played subtle roles, tying evolutions to Johto's dynamic world. Espeon's moveset leaned predictive, future sight brewing storms, delayed, psychic bending wills, while Umbreon's arsenal screamed survival. Toxic poisoning slow, confuse ray disorienting, moonlight mending under open skies. Competitive scenes pitted them against each other. Sun's offense shattering moon's walls, only for shadows to reform stronger. This celestial bond reshaped how we viewed Eevee's anomaly. No longer just genetic wildcard, it became relational alchemist, transmuting companionship into form. Espeon's foresight evoked solar deities of old myths, guardians who saw fates woven in light. Umbreon's defense recalled lunar protectors, veiling allies in night's forgiving dark. Together, they balanced the Kanto Stone's brute force with subtlety, external mutation yielding to internal symphony. And as these bonds deepened across Johto's horizons, whispers of even wilder adaptations echoed from Sinnoh's untamed wilds. In our next chapter, Environmental Adaptation in Sinnoh, we'll uncover how rocks hidden in forests and caves bent Eevee toward verdant life and icy dominion. Transformations triggered not by hearts or heavens, but by the very earth breathing beneath your feet. What secrets do those ancient stones guard, and how do they redefine survival in a frozen frontier? As trainers in Johto learn to attune their Eevee to the rhythm of day and night through unbreakable bonds of friendship, the winds of Sinnoh carried whispers of a wilder path, one where evolution stirred not from affection or celestial light, but from the raw embrace of the earth itself. Deep in the heart of that northern region, explorers first stumbled upon two ancient sentinels, the Moss Rock and the Ice Rock. Picture the Moss Rock, shrouded in the perpetual mist of Eterna Forest, its surface alive with a carpet of verdant moss that seems to pulse with hidden life. Trainers reported it first in the games of Generation 4, Diamond, Pearl and Platinum, when an Eevee, leveled up in its shadow, would shudder and transform. Fur softened into leaves, ears elongated into tender fronds, and suddenly Leafeon emerged, a creature woven from the forest's very essence. It wasn't mere coincidence. This rock, etched by centuries of rain and root, emanated a subtle energy, a geomagnetic hum that resonated with Eevee's volatile genes. Why these landmarks? Sinnoh's lore paints them as relics of a primordial world, where Pokémon adapted to survive cataclysmic shifts in climate. The Moss Rock stands as a beacon in Eterna's humid gloom, where sunlight filters through canopies in dappled patterns, fostering symbiotic fungi and algae that thrive on its damp stone. Eevee, drawn near, absorbs this verdant aura. Its cells, already a genetic maelstrom, begin to mimic photosynthetic processes, chlorophyll analogues flooding its veins, bark-like armor forming over supple skin. In the wilds, Leafeon could blend seamlessly into underbrush, leaves rustling like whispers to evade predators, drawing sustenance from sunlight as plants do. This wasn't evolution for spectacle, it was survival, hard-coded into Eevee's adaptability, turning a fluffy companion into a verdant guardian of the woods. Venturing northward, the chill deepens on Route 217, where blizzards howl and snowdrifts bury the unwary. Here, the ice rock juts from the permafrost, its crystalline facets gleaming like frozen lightning under auroral skies. Another Eevee, raised to a pivotal level beside it, crystallizes before your eyes, fur hardening into razor-sharp ice shards, breath turning to frost that bites the air. Glaceon, the fresh snow Pokémon, embodies Sinnoh's merciless winters. Its body temperature plummets, cells restructuring into a lattice of hyper-stable ice, anti-freeze protein surging to prevent shattering. In lore, this ties to ancient ice ages that once gripped the region, where only the hardiest survived. Glaceon's quills launch as icicle spears, its gaze summoning blizzards, all born from that rock's cryogenic pulse, a natural reactor fueled by subterranean frost veins. These evolutions were no accident of game design. They rooted deeply in Sinnoh's geography, a deliberate nod to real-world ecology. Eterna Forest's moss rock mirrors Earth's mossy monoliths, like those in temperate rainforests, where microbial life forms evolutionary hotspots. Route 217's ice rock evokes glacial erratics, boulders sculpted by ice sheets, harbouring extremophile bacteria that thrive in sub-zero realms. Game Freak wove this in Generation 4 to emphasise environmental harmony. Eevee doesn't conquer nature here, it becomes part of it. Level your Eevee near these rocks, and the screen shimmers with ethereal light, particles dancing like pollen or snowflakes, underscoring the transformation's organic poetry. But delve deeper into the biology, and Eevee's genius unfolds. Its DNA, a labyrinth of unstable codons, holds latent templates for radical adaptation. Near the moss rock, phytohormones in the air trigger gene cascades, Eevee's fibroblasts differentiating into lignified tissues, veins pulsing with sap-like fluids capable of rapid photosynthesis. Leafeon heals in sunlight, its aroma pouch releasing pheromones that soothe allies, a forest spirit incarnate, Conversely, the ice rock's emanations, perhaps piezoelectric sparks from compressing ice, induce cryoprotectant synthesis. Glaceon cells vitrify, turning glassy and impervious to fractures, its metabolism slowing to a glacial crawl, conserving energy through endless tundras. These aren't superficial changes, they're wholesale physiological overhauls, allowing Eevee to conquer extremes that would shatter lesser Pokémon. Generations later, this purity evolved. From Generation 8 onward, leaf stones and ice stones offered alternatives, portable echoes of those rocks, crystalline essences harvested from Sinnoh's wilds. Yet the original method lingers in remakes and spin-offs, a testament to their allure. In Pokémon Platinum, the distortion world even warps these rocks, hinting at multiversal echoes of Eevee's potential. Absences tease further mystery. No ice rock in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, or Sword and Shield, forcing reliance on stones, as if Sinnoh hoards its secrets jealously. Trainers who witnessed these births spoke of an almost sacred hush, the moss rock's vines trembling faintly, the ice rock sighing with cracking frost. Leafeon bounds through foliage with effortless grace. Glaceon glides over snow like a spectre, both proving Eevee's chameleon soul could harmonize with the planet's fury. In Sinnoh, evolution became a dialogue with the land, where rocks whispered forgotten survival codes to a Pokémon poised on the brink of infinity. And yet, as these earthly bonds reshaped Eevee, a gentler revolution stirred on the horizon, one that would embrace affection in a dazzling new light. Prepare yourself for the fairy-type revolution, where friendship blooms into something enchantingly unforeseen. As the moss rock and ice rock of Sinnoh faded into legend, whispering their secrets of nature's quiet mutations to any Eevee fortunate enough to brush against them, the world of Pokémon stirred once more with a transformation unlike any before. In the sun-drenched fields of Kalos, during Generation 6, a shimmering presence emerged that would rewrite the very rules of power and type matchups. Sylveon, the first Eevee to embrace the Radiant Fairy type. You can almost feel the electric hush that fell over the Pokémon League when Fairy types burst onto the scene in games like X and Y. Dragons, those towering behemoths who dominated battles for generations with their raw, unyielding might, suddenly found themselves vulnerable. Fairy moves struck them down with an ethereal grace super effective and slicing through scales like moonlight through fog. It wasn't just a balance patch for competitive play, it was a revolution in the Pokémon ecosystem, a nod to ancient myths where delicate sprites outwitted the mightiest beasts. And at the heart of this upheaval stood Sylveon, Eevee's elegant answer to the call, its pastel ribbons fluttering like banners of a new era. But Sylveon didn't arrive through stone or rock, or the spin of day into night. No, this evolution demanded something profoundly intimate, a bond so deep it transcended mere friendship, delving into the realm of true affection. Picture your Eevee by your side through countless adventures, its trust building not just from battles won or paths shared, but from the quiet moments, the Pokepuffs you offered after a tough gym, the soothing strokes during recovery, the unwavering loyalty in the dead of night. In the games, this manifests as affection, a layered friendship system introduced alongside Sylveon, where hearts accumulate through care and companionship. Only when that affection reaches its peak, and your Eevee knows at least one fairy-type move, like baby doll eyes or draining kiss, does the transformation ignite upon leveling up. Think about the elegance of those requirements. It's not enough to be friends. Your Eevee must wield the essence of fairy power itself, a move that channels whimsy and charm. This dual condition ensures only the most attuned pairs unlock Sylveon, weeding out casual trainers from those who've poured their soul into the partnership. In Kalos' Route 10, where wild Eevee roamed openly for the first time since Johto, players chased this elusive glow, feeding treats, battling side by side, until the screen shimmered with ribbons unfurling. Sylveon wasn't born from external force or environmental whim. It was forged in the crucible of emotion, a living testament to how Pokémon evolution had evolved from crude stones to the subtle dance of hearts. Those ribbons, oh, they deserve their own symphony of wonder. Not mere decorations, Sylveon's ribbon-like feelers are sophisticated sensory organs, delicate tendrils that pulse with an otherworldly sensitivity. In the Pokédex entries, they're described as extensions of its empathy, quivering to detect the faintest shifts in its trainer's emotions, joy sparking a joyful twirl, anxiety prompting a gentle wrap around your wrist like a living hug. Imagine walking through Lumiose City's glittering streets at dusk, your Sylveon at your heels, its ribbons swaying in rhythm with your heartbeat, reading your unspoken worries after a lost battle, and responding with a calming aura. This isn't just flair, it's biological intuition, allowing Sylveon to amplify positive feelings and shield against negativity, turning every journey into a shared emotional tapestry. Lore whispers even deeper. Sylveon's design draws from folklore fairies, those mischievous guardians who befriended the pure-hearted, their silken appendages weaving spells of protection. In the anime, Sylveon appearances, like in Pokémon Journeys, showcase this bond in action, ribbons lashing out to disarm foes without harm, prioritizing harmony over havoc. Game mechanics reinforce it too. Sylveon's signature. Pixelate ability turns normal moves into fairy types, boosting their power with a starry glow, as if its very essence infuses everything it touches with affectionate magic. And in competitive battles, those ribbons fuel moves like misty terrain, blanketing the field in a dreamy haze that nullifies status ailments, a protective veil born from its trainer's love. Yet this revolution came with its own mysteries. Why did Eevee, that genetic wildcard, claim a fairy form at all? Some theorists point to its unstable DNA absorbing Kalos' latent mystical energies, the same that birthed the region's mega-evolutions. Others see it as Destiny's pivot, countering the dragon surge from Unova's Reshiram and Zekrom. Whatever the truth, Sylveon's arrival marked a pinnacle of emotional evolution, where stones and rocks gave way to sentiment, and power flowed from the invisible threads between Pokémon and human. But even in this symphony of affection, not all paths converge smoothly. What happens when multiple evolutionary whispers call to Eevee at once? Does friendship alone dictate the dawn of Sylveon? Or do hidden priorities lurk in the shadows, deciding which form takes precedence? That's the enigma we'll unravel next in Chapter 6, the hierarchy of evolution, where the true order of Eevee's transformations reveals itself, layer by tantalizing layer. Before we dive deeper into this incredible journey, I'm curious, where in the world are you watching this from? Drop a comment below and let our global community know. And if you're finding this as mind-blowing as I am, hit that like button to help more people discover this story. But what happens when your Eevee stands at the crossroads of destiny, its body humming with the potential for not one, but several transformations all at once? Picture that pivotal level-up moment in the frost-kissed depths of Route 217, where the ice rock looms like an ancient sentinel, its chill seeping into the air. Your Eevee's friendship bar glows full from countless battles and quiet moments of bonding, the sun dipping low enough to whisper of Umbreon's nocturnal embrace, and perhaps even a fairy-type move like baby doll eyes lingers in its arsenal, teasing Sylveon's ribboned grace. Which path does it take? The answer lies in a secret order etched into the very code of the Pokémon world, a hierarchy of evolution that developers quietly embedded to resolve these clashes. It's not random, not a glitch born of chaos, but a deliberate ranking of priorities, revealing how Game Freak envisioned the raw power of nature's touchstones, trumping the subtler bonds of heart and time. At the pinnacle sit Leafeon and Glaceon, the Sinnoh siblings forged by the land itself. Those moss and ice rocks aren't mere scenery. They're geological powerhouses, pulsing with adaptive energies that demand immediate response. When Eevee levels up in their shadow, the game's evolution engine checks for proximity first, before friendship, before the clocks tick, before any moves type. It's as if the earth cries out, "Evolve now, adapt to me," and the genetic anomaly within Eevee obeys without question. Data miners have peeled back the layers of the code in games like Diamond, Pearl, and their remakes, uncovering the sequence. A flag for near rock triggers instantly, overriding all else. Friendship? Ignored. Day or night? Irrelevant. Even Sylveon's fairy affinity fades in the face of this primal call. Why this supremacy? Delve into the lore, and it echoes the ancient forces that shaped Sinnoh's wilds. Eterna Forest's moss rock, cloaked in verdant overgrowth, channels photosynthetic surges that rewrite Eevee's cells toward Leafeon's verdant resilience. Up on Route 217, the ice rock's perpetual freeze locks in Glaceon's crystalline armor, a survival imperative from ice ages past. Developers prioritize these because they represent environmental determinism, the idea that habitat molds life more fiercely than nurture alone. In Platinum's code, this check happens in the earliest evolution routine, a hard-coded if near rock, evolve accordingly, that short-circuits every other condition. Players who've tested it confirm, stack high friendship, teach a fairy move, level at dusk by the rock, and Glaceon emerges, unyielding. Drop a tear, and Sylveon claims the throne among the friendship evolutions. That shimmering fairy-type wonder, born in Kalos's sunlit meadows, edges out its Johto predecessors, Espeon and Umbreon, when affection runs high and a fairy move sweetens the pot. The code's elegance shines here. After ruling out stones and rocks, it probes for fairy moves next, then friendship, then time of day. Sylveon slips through because Generation 6 redefined bonds, not just by loyalty, but by the essence of whimsy and light. Imagine Route 10 in X and Y. Eevee frolicking amid wildflowers, its heart attuned to you, a move like draining kiss humming in its veins. The sun rises for Espeon, yet Sylveon unfurls its ribbons instead, as if the fairies decree, ours is the purer affection. This precedence isn't arbitrary. It's a nod to the type chart's revolution. Espeon and Umbreon, tied to Johto's celestial rhythm, check last in the queue. Daytime's solar flare yields to Sylveon's charm, night's lunar pull bows to the same. Code dissections from heart gold to scarlet reveal the order. Post-rock checks come fairy move plus affection, then friendship plus day for Espeon, friendship plus night for Umbreon. Conflicts arise in edge cases, like leveling at dawn with max friendship and a fairy move, but Sylveon prevails, her code flagged higher. Developers intended this to honor the fairy's disruptive arrival, making her the emotional pinnacle. Yet these priorities whisper of deeper intent, conflicts buried in the engine that hint at evolution's philosophical core. In Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, the ice stone's absence forces rock reliance, amplifying the hierarchy's grip. Sword and Shield's Dynamax dens echo it too, where environmental cues still dominate. Data logs show rare soft locks, Eevee refusing to evolve if stones are held alongside rock proximity, but the hierarchy resolves them ruthlessly. It's the programmer's way of saying nature's anchors outweigh human-tamed bonds, a hierarchy mirroring real evolution's brutal selectivity. Feel the weight of this system in your own playthroughs. Venture to Frost Cavern's ice rock, bond deeply, time it for night, Glaceon crystallizes regardless. Or in Sword and Shield's wild area, near a moss rock analogue, watch Sylveon's potential shatter. This order governs every modern game, from Violet's Paldea expanses to Legends Arceus's Hisui wilds, where rocks reimagined as evolution boulders uphold the throne. And it all builds to an even greater impasse, one where evolution grinds to a halt entirely. In our next chapter, The Gigantamax Dead End, we'll uncover why some Eevee carry a power that seals their transformative fate forever, trapping them in a colossal paradox that defies the hierarchy itself. But there's one hidden clause in Eevee's evolutionary code that overrides every priority, every stone, every friendship bond, and every rock. Something so absolute, it seals off all 8 paths forever. We're talking about the Gigantamax factor, a genetic wildcard introduced in the Galar region that doesn't just alter the game, it ends it for evolution entirely. Picture an Eevee born under the vast skies of the wild area, its fur shimmering with an otherworldly energy, carrying this rare trait deep in its cells. Once it possesses the Gigantamax factor, no Waterstone will summon the aquatic grace of Vaporeon, no Thunderstone will ignite Jolteon's electric fury. Even the Moss Rock's ancient whisper falls silent, denying Leafeon its verdant rebirth. Friendship, time of day, fairy moves, none of it matters. The factor locks the evolutionary gates, preserving Eevee in its base form, as if nature itself decreed, this one must remain unchanged. A perpetual child in a world of transformations. Why? The lore whispers of a cosmic balance, a safeguard woven into Pokémon biology during the Dynamax phenomenon's emergence. Gigantamax isn't mere enlargement, it's a hyper-evolution, a surge of primal energy that rewires the body on a cellular level. For Eevee, whose very essence thrives on adaptability, embracing this power would shatter its potential diversity. The factor acts as a biological failsafe, prioritizing raw explosive might over branching possibilities. In the heat of max raid battles, where the ground trembles and skies crackle, this Eevee doesn't evolve, it transcends, swelling into Gigantamax form without shedding its identity. And oh, what a form it is! They call it the Eternal Eevee, a colossal guardian whose silhouette towers like a living mountain of fur. Its body balloons to impossible scale, paws the size of boulders thundering across the battlefield, eyes glowing with the unbridled fury of 1,000 wild hearts. But it's the mane that steals the show, a massive, fluffy cascade of ethereal fluff exploding from its neck and back, billowing like storm clouds ready to unleash. This isn't just decoration. It's a weapon of entanglement, tendrils of impossibly soft yet unbreakable fur that lash out, wrapping foes in a suffocating embrace. Imagine the scene in a raid den. The Eternal Eevee rears up, mane unfurling in a whirlwind of white and gold, fibers shimmering with latent Dynamax energy. Opponents charge, only to find their limbs ensnared, bodies cocooned in layers of plush imprisonment. They struggle, thrash, but the fluff tightens, sapping strength, muffling cries, turning predators into helpless bundles. It's poetic, really. The very cuteness that defines Eevee weaponized into dominance, a fluffy apocalypse that entangles and overwhelms without a single claw drawn. This power comes at a cost, though. While your standard evolutions offer versatility, Vaporeon's watery versatility slicing through defenses, Umbreon's shadowy endurance outlasting any assault, Sylveon's ribbons weaving ribbons of fairy magic, the Eternal Eevee trades it all for brute, singular force. Gigantamax unleashes moves like Max Fluff, a barrage that buries enemies under avalanches of fur, or G-Max Entangle, where the mane pulses with energy, binding multiple foes in a web of inescapable softness. Raw output, unmatched. A single Dynamax burst can level arenas, stats inflated to godlike levels, HP swelling, attacks hitting like meteors. Yet versatility fades. No longer can it swim as Vaporeon through ocean depths or glide as Jolteon across lightning storms. Leafeon's photosynthetic resilience, gone. Glaceon's icy precision, absent. The 8 evolutions each carve a niche, Flareon scorching foes within a fire, Espeon bending psyches with solar precision, adapting to terrains, types, strategies. Eternal Eevee. It's a one-trick titan, magnificent in raids, but adrift in standard battles. Its factor a double-edged sword that dooms it to eternity as itself. Trainers who discover this Eevee in the wild area feel the weight of choice. Nurture it toward evolution, and you claim one of 8 specialists. Embrace the factor, and you birth a legend, fluffy mane ready to claim glory in Gala's Colosseums. But once set, there's no turning back. The factor is permanent, a vow to power over change. In the annals of Pokémon lore, Eternal Eevee embodies the road not taken, the dead end where adaptability meets immensity. It's the Eevee that says no to mutation, yes to eternity. Its mane a testament to fluff as the ultimate snare. That tantalizing tension between ancient triggers and the game's shifting landscapes only deepens in our next chapter, Lost Rocks and Modern Mechanics, where vanished stones and reworked rules reshape Eevee's fate in ways you won't see coming. While the Gigantamax Eevee locks itself into eternity with that immense, mane-like shield of fluff, forever denying the pull of evolution, the ancient triggers for Leafeon and Glaceon have begun to fade from the world entirely. Picture the biting winds of Sinnoh's Route 217, where the ice rock once stood as a crystalline sentinel, its surface etched by countless blizzards, drawing Eevee into the shimmering form of Glaceon through some primal resonance with the frozen earth. Trainers would huddle there, breath fogging the air, watching as the Pokémon's fur crystallized into diamond-hard ice, a perfect adaptation to the unrelenting cold. Yet as the regions expanded, that rock vanished without a trace. In the golden fields and misty peaks of Johto's Heart Gold and Soul Silver, no such icy beacon awaited. Seekers scoured the routes, from the chilly seafoam islands to the frosted peaks near Blackthorn City, but the mechanism simply didn't exist. Eevee remained stubbornly unevolved, as if the world's chill had grown too diffuse, too scattered to focus its power. Fast forward to Gala's sprawling wilds in Sword and Shield, where the air hums with Dynamax energy and the ground trembles under colossal footsteps. No ice rock mars the landscape of the Crown Tundra's snowy expanses or the Glimwood Tangle's veiled paths. Paldea's vast terrains in Scarlet and Violet offer even less. No frosted outcrop in the highlands of Glaciado Mountain. No glacial relic amid the tundra camps. The moss rock persists in some forms, tucked away in hidden groves, allowing Leafeon to bloom from verdant proximity. But Glaceon, its gateway, has evaporated, leaving a void in the evolutionary tapestry. This absence forces a reckoning. Game Freak, in their quiet wisdom, pivoted towards stones, those radiant evolutionary catalysts first unveiled in the earliest generations. Generation 8 marked the turning point, a retroactive bridge to the past. Suddenly, the Leaf Stone, with its verdant glow evoking spring's first unfurlings, could coax Leafeon from Eevee's form, hold it aloft in the warmth of a sun-dappled forest, and watch the Pokémon's body weave itself with photosynthetic vines, leaves sprouting like nature's own armour. The Ice Stone followed suit, a chunk of perpetual winter clutched in your palm, its surface colder than a Paldean blizzard. Channel its essence near Eevee, and the transformation mirrors the Lost Rock's magic. Fur hardens to ice, eyes gleam with Arctic clarity, breath forms perpetual mist. These weren't new inventions for other Pokémon. The stones had long served species like Executor or Frozlas, but applying them to Leafeon and Glaceon, that was a deliberate rewrite, folding the environmental specificity of Sinnoh's rocks into portable universal tools. Why the change? Travel deeper into the lore, and it whispers of a Pokémon world in flux. Those moss and ice rocks weren't mere game mechanics. They pulsed with ancient energies, geological scars from cataclysms long past, perhaps remnants of the Great Ice Age that birthed Glaceon's lineage, or primordial forests where Leafeon's grassy heritage took root. Over generations, erosion claims them. Glaciers recede under Arceus's inscrutable gaze. Human expansion scatters their power. What once demanded pilgrimage to sacred sites now distills into stones, fragments harvested from the rocks themselves, carrying the same evolutionary frequency. This shift ripples through the universe's consistency. Early Sinnoh lore painted Leafeon and Glaceon as hyper-localized miracles, bound to specific latitudes where flora or frost dominated. Eevee stumbling upon the moss rock in Eterna Forest's depths, a rare convergence of luck and landscape. But with stones in every Pokemart from Motostoke to Mesagosa, the evolutions democratize. Does this dilute the mystique? Or does it affirm Eevee's adaptability, proving its gene pool so versatile it responds to echoes of those lost loci, no matter the form? Consider the trainers left adrift. In Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl's faithful recreation of Sinnoh, the Ice Stone remains unobtainable, a deliberate nod to authenticity. The rock endures, but its portable twin does not. Players grind Route 217's snowdrifts, evading Abermasnow's fury, until Eevee yields to the chill. Yet venture to the Isle of Armor, or the post-game wilds, and stones appear, hinting at a broader truth. The world's mechanics evolve alongside us. Lore enthusiasts debate the fractures. If ice rocks are vanishing worldwide, does Glaceon face extinction outside Sinnoh's preserved wilds? Or have the stones become the new norm, alchemized by alchemists in Lumio City or Hammerlock, preserving the bloodline? Generation 6's Carlos offered both. Frost Cavern's Ice Rock for purists, Route 20's Moss Rock for the patient. But Galar and Paldea strip away even that choice for Glaceon, funneling all toward the stone. It's as if the planet itself is streamlining, prioritizing efficiency over rarity, mirroring how Sylveon's fairy affection overrode day-night bonds in the priority hierarchy. These mechanical evolutions challenge the Pokémon canon we've cherished. The Pokédex entries for Leafeon speak of a life of photosynthesis, implying a deep tie to mossy environs. Glaceon's frigid body temperature screams of polar origins. Stones bypass geography, suggesting the trigger is elemental essence, not proximity, a philosophical upgrade. Eevee doesn't need the rock, it needs the idea of the rock, crystallized into your hand. This flexibility safeguards lore consistency, allowing Glaceon to grace every region without rewriting the past. The rocks linger, in memory, in remakes, in fan theories of hidden relics awaiting discovery. Yet the disappearance lingers like frost on a window pane, a reminder that nothing in the Pokémon world stays static. Environmental triggers bowed to portable power, friendship hierarchies bent to fairy whims, Gigantamax locked forms in place. Each change layers the lore, building a universe where evolution isn't rigid but responsive, a living archive of Game Freak's design philosophy. As these stones take the place of crumbling rocks, carrying forward the essence of lost landmarks, our journey turns next to partner Eevee and the signature moves, those exclusive abilities that forge unbreakable bonds between Eevee and its chosen human, hinting at destinies even deeper than evolution itself. While stones like the Leaf and Ice variants brought Leafeon and Glaceon into the fold for modern trainers across Galar and Paldea, Nintendo and Game Freak were already experimenting with Eevee's essence in a far more radical way back in the Let's Go era. Pivotal shift in Pokémon, Let's Go Eevee, where your faithful companion isn't just any wild catch, it's a specially bred partner Eevee, handed to you early in Kanto by the game's own Professor Oak descendant. This isn't your standard fluffy normal type. From the moment you bond, it pulses with an otherworldly adaptability, its fur shimmering as if every evolutionary path simmers just beneath the surface. This partner Eevee stands apart because it never needs to evolve to unleash devastating elemental fury. Through a mechanic called Partner Power, activated mid-battle with a simple command, it taps into signature moves, that echo the signature strengths of its 8 possible forms. These aren't watered-down imitations. They're high-powered exclusives, each one a love letter to an evolution, crafted with effects that capture their essence without demanding the irreversible commitment of evolution. Take Freezy Frost, for instance, a blistering ice-type assault clocking in at 90 base power, with a boosted critical hit ratio that slices through foes like Glaceon's icy precision. You feel the chill as it envelops the target in a swirling blizzard, leaving frostbite in its wake, much like how Glaceon draws raw cold from the air around an ice rock. Yet Eevee performs it effortlessly, no snowy caverns required, its body adapting on the fly as if borrowing Glaceon's crystalline aura for that one perfect strike. Then there's Sizzly Slide, the fire-type counterpart that honours Flareon with a scorching 90 power dash. Eevee hurtles forward engulfed in flames, not just burning the opponent but guaranteeing a burn status that saps their strength over time, just as Flareon's internal furnace would melt steel. Imagine the sizzle against damp Kanto shores, steam rising as Eevee channels that volcanic heat without ever donning Flareon's fiery mane. These moves don't stop at raw damage, they're infused with restorative magic. After Freezy Frost or Sizzly Slide lands, Eevee recovers a chunk of its health, mirroring how Vaporeon regenerates in water, or Jolteon shrugs off paralysis. It's as if Game Freak distilled the evolution's survival instincts into Eevee's core, letting it heal mid-battle and press the advantage. Expand that further, and you see the full tapestry. Bouncy Bubble rebounds water energy like Vaporeon's aquatic grace, curing any status ailments on contact while dousing flames or shocks. Buzzy Buzz electrifies with Jolteon's speed, paralysing anything in its path and healing Eevee's wounds in a crackling surge. Glitzy Glow bathes the field in fairy light akin to Sylveon's ribbons, lowering the target's defences for a follow-up onslaught. Baffling Breeze whispers, Grass Vitality straight from Leafeon, putting foes to sleep amid rustling leaves. Even the darker shades emerge. Reef's Shadow Ball nods to Umbreon's nocturnal menace, while a Psychic Pulse evokes Espeon's daytime clairvoyance, each one 90 power strong, with pinpoint effects and self-recovery, turns Eevee into a one Pokémon army. No stones, no rocks, no friendship thresholds, just pure unlocked potential. This design choice runs deeper than gameplay convenience. It's a profound nod to Eevee's lore as the genetic Pokémon, its unstable DNA, a vessel for infinite possibilities. In the Pokédex entries across generations, Eevee is described as having the most diverse evolution potential, its cells reacting wildly to stimuli, poised on the brink of transformation. The partner. Eevee embodies that brink without crossing it, mimicking the type specialties and thematic flair of its evolutions while staying forever adaptable. Freezy Frost doesn't just freeze, it evokes Glaceon's habitat mastery, the way it chills the air around Route 217's ice rock. Sizzly Slide captures Flareon's relentless burn, a perpetual flame that defined Firestone Evos back in Generation 1. By granting these without evolution, Game Freak celebrates Eevee's untapped potential, as if saying the true power lies in versatility, not specialization. Consider the battles in Let's Go's revamped Kanto, where wild encounters and gym leaders test your synergy. Your partner. Eevee becomes the star, swapping between these moves seamlessly, freezing Brock's Onyx one moment, sizzling Misty Starmie the next. Trainers who evolved their Eevee elsewhere felt the loss. No access to this arsenal. It forced a choice. Commit to one path, like a loyal Vaporeon surging through cerulean waves, or embrace the partner's mimicry, forever flirting with every element. This mirrors real-world genetics, where Eevee's adaptability draws from lab experiments. In the anime and manga, scientists probing why it alone branches so wildly. In-game, it's poetic justice for the eternal Eevee, post-Gigantamax, proving that halting evolution doesn't end the story, it amplifies it. Delve into the animations, and the homage intensifies. Freezy frost erupts in diamond-sharp shards, Glaceon's body language etched into every spin. Sizzly slide trails embers that linger like Flareon's tail, scorching the pixelated ground. These weren't arbitrary. Developers at Game Freak interviewed in Nintendo Dream. Magazines revealed they wanted to honor all evolutions equally, letting fans relive each one's glory through one Pokémon. No need for moss rocks lost to Paldea's wilds or ice rocks absent in Sword and Shield. Eevee carries them all. It's a bridge between old-school stone Evos and modern mechanics, whispering that Eevee's gene is a symphony of suppressed symphonies, each move a solo performed in perfect harmony. As Kanto's champion awaits, this partner Eevee redefines loyalty, its fur rippling with restrained power, eyes gleaming with the promise of what could be. You've seen it freeze, burn, shock and soothe without shedding its form, a living testament to potential unrealized yet fully realized. And now, as we turn from these battlefield chameleons to the grand stages where evolutions truly shine, prepare yourself for Chapter 10, Competitive Archetypes and Roles. What hidden strategies do these evolutions bring to VGC tournaments? Turning sleepy lore into cutthroat dominance? You won't want to miss how one fluffy choice reshapes the meta. I hope you're as amazed by this as I am. If you want to stay updated on more content like this, make sure to subscribe and join our community of curious minds. Trust me, what's coming next will challenge everything you thought you knew. While partner Eevee's signature, moves like Freezy Frost and Sizzly Slide, capture the raw elemental fury of Glaceon or Flareon without ever crossing that evolutionary threshold, true competitive mastery demands you pick your fighter carefully. Each evolution isn't just a type swap, it's a precision-engineered machine, molded for battlefields where every stat point dictates survival or supremacy. Here's the elegant secret at the heart of it all. Across all 8 forms, the base stats add up to precisely 525 points every time. No more, no less. It's like Game Freak handed Eevee a deck of 6 numbers: 130, 110, 95, 65, 65, and 60, and shuffled them into perfect archetypes. Vaporeon grabs that massive 130 for hit points, turning it into an unyielding, watery fortress with solid special defense at 95, while dumping speed down to a mere 65. Jolteon flips the script, slamming 130 into speed to blitz past foes before they blink, its special attack at 110 piercing through like lightning. Flareon channels raw physical fury, 130 attack-fueling flames that scorch anything in range, backed by 110 special defense to weather the counterfire. Espeon dances on the edge of psychic precognition, its 130 special attack weaving fate-altering beams, speed at 110 letting it strike first in the special sweeper's duel. Umbreon, the Midnight Sentinel, hoards 95 hit points and 130 special defense, with 110 physical defense forming an impenetrable nocturnal shell. Ideal for stalling out entire teams as toxic poison eats away at the opposition. Leafeon embodies verdant resilience, 130 defense rooting it like an ancient oak, 110 attack slashing with leaf blades that cleave steel, its 95 speed keeping pace in physical brawls. Glaceon crafts icy precision, 130 special attack, unleashing blizzards that freeze the meta solid, bolstered by 110 defense to shrug off hits, while 95 special defense holds the line. Sylveon, the fairy tale disruptor, swells to 95 hit points and 130 special defense, its 110 special attack laced with pixie-edged priority moves that dismantle dragons and steels before they retaliate. That stat shuffle isn't random, it's a symphony of specialization, where Vaporeon's bulk lets it pivot into Scald Burns that scar Switchins, Jolteon's velocity snipes low-health threats as a revenge killer, and Umbreon's endurance turns hazards into victory laps. Picture the arena, a Vaporeon wish-passing wall in doubles, cycling recovery, while acid armor inflates its defenses further, forcing opponents to overcommit resources just to crack it. Jolteon zips in on Tailwind support, thunderbolting through grounded paralysis, its Volt Switch momentum keeping the pressure relentless. Flareon, often the underdog, flares up in Sun teams where Chlorophyll doubles its modest 95 speed, Choice Band flares melting faces, but its 4 times water weakness keeps it niche, a high-risk glass cannon for bold trainers. Espeon thrives in Trick Room reversals, psychic blasts amplified by calm mind sweeps, outpacing the pace with stored power explosions. Umbreon dominates usage stats across generations, its foul play punishing setup sweepers, baton pass chains extending stall into eternity, especially in lower tiers where its typing shrugs off ghosts and psychics. Leafeon bulks up physical cores, swords dance into Leafstorm Nukix, Curse variants tanking forever with Yawn support, yet it lingers as a fan pick, outshined by faster grasses. Glaceon ices special lanes, blizzard crits under hail or aurora veil, icy wind slowing the field to its rhythm, though 4 times fighting weakness sidelines it outside weather wars. Sylveon rules fairy thrones, hyper voice booming through substitutes, wish healing allies in a pixie guard bubble. Its meta reign, in formats like National Dex Showdown, stems from that unassailable special bulk, priority-drenching steals that once menaced its kin. Why do some eclipse others? Typing collides with the shuffle. Umbreon and Sylveon boast dual resistances that amplify their tanky spreads, turning weaknesses into afterthoughts, while Flareon and Jolteon grapple with exploitable flaws despite blistering offences. Speed tiers dictate relevance. Jolteon's 130 outspeeds the world, but Glaceon's 65 demands niche snow. Abilities seal fates, Vaporeon's water absorb, flips hazards, Leafeon's chlorophyll blooms in sun, Sylveon's pixelate supercharges normals into fairy booms. Meta dominance favours versatility. Umbreon stalls Uber's shadows, Sylveon checks threats in OU. Vaporeon pivots hyper-offense. Niche darlings like Flareon shine in fan metas or randos, where Flare Blitz catches purists off guard, proving the shuffle's genius endures beyond spreadsheets. That base stat puzzle unlocks why Eevee's family feels eternally balanced yet infinitely replayable. Each role a counterpoint, demanding you master the matchup dance. But lurking beyond these 8 perfected forms lies unfinished business in the type chart, gaps where new evolutions could shatter the shuffle anew. In our next chapter, the missing links, types yet to come, will unearth the types still absent from Eevee's arsenal and speculate on evolutions that might finally complete the rainbow. While those 8 evolutions dominate battles through their cleverly rearranged base stats, Vaporeon tanking hits like a watery fortress, Jolteon zipping past foes in a blur of electricity. One undeniable void stares back from the type chart. Dragon and Steel remain untouched, pristine corners of the Pokémon world where no Eevee has yet ventured. Why, after all these years, do these powerhouse types elude the evolution Pokémon? Eevee's family tree sprouted its first 3 branches back in the sun-drenched days of Generation 1, when stones were the key to transformation. Vaporeon emerged from a shimmering water stone, its scales rippling like ocean waves under moonlight. Jolteon crackled to life with a thunderstone, fur standing on end in a storm of static. Flareon roared forth from the firestone, flames licking its creamy coat like a living hearth. Those were simple times, elemental purity forged in the glow of evolutionary items that any trainer could grasp. Then came Generation 2, shifting the paradigm toward bonds and rhythms of the day. Espeon rose with the sun, its friendship-fueled evolution, bathing in daylight's warm embrace. Psychic energies, awakening like dawn's first thoughts. Umbreon claimed the night, shadows coiling around its form as loyalty deepened under starlit skies. 2 more links, perfectly timed to the world's pulse, expanding Eevee's reach without a single stone in sight. Generation 4 brought the wild back into the fold, tying evolutions to the Earth's own secrets. Leafeon whispered to life near the moss rock in Eterna Forest, vines twisting through ancient stone as if the forest itself willed the change. Glaceon crystallized beside the ice rock on Route 217, frost blooming across its body in a breath of winter wind. Nature's touch, raw and immersive, felt like Eevee harmonizing with the planet's hidden veins. Sylveon arrived in Generation 6, a fairy tale flourish born of affection and a single fairy-type move known by heart. Ribbons of ethereal energy unfurled from its evolutions, a gentle pivot toward the newest type on the roster. That was 2013, X and Y's glittering launch. Over a decade ago now? Since then, silence. No new stones unearthed, no forgotten rocks rediscovered, no fresh friendship rituals whispered in fan forums. The drought stretches on, leaving trainers to wonder if Eevee's chain has finally rusted still. Picture the type chart as a vast mosaic, 18 tiles in all, and Eevee's evolutions claiming just 8. Water, electric, fire, psychic, dark, grass, ice, fairy. Normal stays with Eevee itself. Poison, ground, rock, bug, ghost, flying, fighting. Skirted entirely, perhaps too primal or mismatched for this adaptable fox. But dragon and steel, they taunt us from the edges, mighty and metallic, serpentine and unyielding. A dragon, evolution, might coil with scales like ancient myths, breathing ethereal flames that twist reality, its silhouette evoking legendary beasts long before Pokémon drew breath. Steel could gleam with armoured fur, forged in some volcanic smithy. Blades of chrome extending from paws that once played innocently in grass. Why the holdout? Game Freak's patterns hint at restraint. Early gens favoured starters' rivals. Fire, water, electric mirroring Charizard, Blastoise, Pikachu. Later ones chased novelty, friendship for emotional depth, rocks for exploration rewards, fairy to herald a new era, dragon demands majesty, perhaps reserved for pseudo-legendaries or the box art stars themselves. Steel feels forged, industrial, clashing with Eevee's soft, organic fluff, more machine than mammal. Releasing one now might shatter the formula. Sylveon's move plus friendship method was intricate enough, but imagine a Dragonstone hidden in Unova's depths, or a Steel evolution triggered by magnetic fields in Kalos ruins. The balance holds, teasing infinity without breaking. Fans fill the void with theories as vibrant as a midnight raid. Eevee's protean essence, named for its shape-shifting lore in the Pokédex, suggests boundless potential. Entries describe it as adapting to any environment, genes in flux like a living canvas. What if every new type births a form? A ghost. Evolution phasing through twilight mists, eyes glowing with spectral regret. A fighting one, muscles rippling, under fur honed by endless sparring, poison dripping from venomous quills, or flying with wings woven from cloud silk. The Protean mythos paints Eevee not as finite, but eternal, a vessel for Pokémon's expanding universe, each generation unlocking one more link when the stars align. Communities buzz with mock-ups, Dragonveon sleek and sinuous, Mega evolving into a true worm, Steelevon, a nightly guardian with fur-like chainmail, tanking dragon types that mock its absent kin. These aren't just art, they're prophecies, born from 11 years of waiting since Sylveon's ribbons first danced. Scarlet and Violet introduced Terrastal, crystals shifting types mid-battle. Could that foreshadow a true type-morphing evolution? Or Terrapagos' crystalline legacy hint at Steel's debut? The drought fuels the fire, each mainline game scanning horizons for that familiar Eevee cry. Yet restraint breeds perfection. 8 forms, each a masterpiece of stats and story, covering niches from support to sweepers without overlap. Flood the roster, and the magic dilutes, like trying to evolve every Flabébé line. Eevee thrives on scarcity, its evolution's jewels in a sparse crown. Still whispers persist, a 9th in the next horizon, dragon to claim the skies or steel to forge unbreakable bonds. As we trace these missing threads, the true weight of Eevee's journey emerges, a legacy woven through generations that begs one final unraveling. Stay with me for Chapter 12, The Legacy of the Evolution Pokémon, where we'll uncover how this adaptable icon has reshaped the very soul of Pokémon forever, even as we ponder those elusive dragon or steel branches that might never sprout. The Eevee family's true power shines not in what could be, but in what it has already become, a cornerstone of Pokémon's soul etched into the hearts of millions. Since its debut in the misty gyms of Kanto, Eevee hasn't just evolved, it has redefined what evolution means in our world, turning a simple, fox-like creature into an icon of endless possibility. Think back to the roar of the crowd at Pokémon's first conventions, where kids clutched plush Vaporeons, dripping with imagined ocean spray, their scales shimmering under fluorescent lights. Eevee's brood exploded into merchandise empires, stuffed toys that outsold legends, like Pikachu in some years, trading cards that fetched fortunes on the secondary market, and apparel lines that blanketed conventions from Tokyo to San Diego. By the 90s, Eevee was no longer just a Pokémon. It was a phenomenon, spawning fan clubs that spanned continents, where trainers swapped evolution tips like sacred rituals under starlit skies. In the anime, Eevee's charm lit up screens, from Ash's loyal companion in early episodes, bounding through forests with boundless energy, to spin-off sagas where entire arcs revolved around its transformative journeys. Fans wept at Umbreon's shadowy loyalties in the Johto Nights, cheered Jolteon's electric dashes across storm-swept plains, and marvelled at Sylveon's ribbons weaving spells of pure affection. This wasn't mere entertainment, it was emotional alchemy, forging bonds that pulled generations into the franchise's orbit. Pokémon Go players swarmed parks for wild Eevee spawns, their phones glowing like fireflies, chasing that perfect evolution under real-world sunsets or city neon. The games themselves bow to Eevee's reign. In Sword and Shield, it graces the cover as a starter option, a nod to its unmatched versatility. Scarlet and Violet let it roam Paldea's open wilds, a fluffy ambassador inviting every new trainer to dream big. Competitive battles hum with evolution strategies, Vaporeon's watery walls, soaking up hits like a relentless tide. Flareon's flames scorching foes in a blaze of fury, proving their staying power in metas that chew up and spit out lesser mons. Even in spin-offs like Pokémon Mystery Dungeon, Eevee's family explores dungeons as rescue teams, their forms adapting to crises that mirror our own chaotic lives. Yet beyond stats and screens, Eevee whispers a deeper truth to its fans. In a franchise built on journeys, it stands as the ultimate emblem of choice. Picture a young trainer at a crossroads, stone in hand, water for the serene depths, thunder for lightning's thrill, fire for passion's inferno. Each path a decision, a fork in life's river, reminding us that growth isn't linear, it's a web of potentials waiting to unfold. Espeon and Umbreon teach the dance of time and bonds, emerging from friendship's quiet glow at dawn or dusk. Leafeon and Glaceon root us to nature's pulse, moss and frost cradling their births near ancient rocks that hum with elemental secrets. Sylveon arrives like a hug from fate, its fairy ribbons unfurling only when affection peaks and a move sings of whimsy. And though Gigantamax locks one path forever, that massive mane-shrouded eternal Eevee embodies raw potential, untamed, a fluffy colossus that ensnares worlds without changing form. Eevee doesn't force destiny, It offers a kaleidoscope, urging you to adapt, to reshape yourself against life's storms, friendships, or fires. This adaptability, it's Pokémon biology's crowning jewel. No other line boasts 8 evolutions, each a symphony of type mastery. Water's fluidity, electric spark, fire's roar, psychic's insight, dark's shadow, grass's verdant embrace, ice's crystalline bite, fairy's enchanting veil. From Eevee's humble base, stats shuffle like cosmic dice. Bulk here, speed there, special sweeps elsewhere, all totaling the same essence, rearranged for any battlefield. Its evolution perfected. A family tree branching like an ancient oak, roots in Kanto soil, canopy spanning generations. Gaze upon it now in your mind's eye. Eevee at the trunk, sturdy and curious, eyes wide with promise. Vaporeon cascades left, fins slicing waves. Jolteon spikes right, fur crackling. Flareon blazes below, mane aflame. Upward, Espeon gleams solar gold. Umbreon cloaks in lunar night. Leafeon vines eastward. Glaceon ices westward. Sylveon ribbons the pinnacle in fairy light. And hovering apart, Gigantamax Eevee, a titan of what-ifs. This tree isn't just design brilliance, it's a masterpiece mirroring our own evolutions, from child to explorer, friend to leader, adapting through joy, loss, and reinvention. Eevee endures because it reflects us, ever-changing, infinitely adaptable, forever choosing the next branch. In a world of rigid paths, it invites you to evolve on your terms, one shimmering form at a time. What did you think of this journey? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If this changed your perspective or taught you something new, consider subscribing for more mind-expanding content. And if you know someone who would find this as fascinating as you did, share it with them. These are the kind of conversations that matter.